NEDC appealed to us because of the design build. And I think the interactions with David up front were very helpful too, to help us understand what does that design build actually mean. Because we were coming from New Jersey, we just needed to have that total package. Excellent, with a ton of exclamation points at the end of it. It was fun. The high standards of the team, they pushed back on us when they needed to, and giving us other alternatives and choices. The collaboration, the care, I just felt like this welcoming. The magic that happened was because, and it's not magic, it's hard work, Joe developed a very positive working relationship with the building management and our neighbors. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think we could have gotten through it. They saw how much Joe was being respectful and caring about the building and about our neighbors and making sure he was communicating when things were happening. And I think there was just a mutual respect that was developed that was so helpful. We love him. We honor him. He's on a pedestal. We're gonna get another pedestal and put his photograph on it and go like this to it. Because of that broad experience with a number of contractors that had the same status of being established and high quality, and you expect excellent results, Joe Sousa stands above them in a tier all by himself. We thought we worked with some of the best. It wasn't until working with Joe that I realized there was a whole other level. Once construction started, things happen in the field. There's a reality that hits. The best designers in the world can't predict once you get into the space that there's a unique corner there, or there's a pipe or there's this. So having somebody experienced and caring and with a design eye like Joe and with the respect, he was able to suggest things to us, but also to call Drew and say, Drew, I think this might have to change because this is what we're finding. You're constantly in design phase, but it just changes. One example I had just in my own personal history was when I was still in college. One of my internships was with a structural engineering firm in New York City. These structural engineers, we would get these blueprints in, and that we would have to analyze them for integrity, and is it gonna work, is it gonna stand, and I'll never forget the lead architect, or the lead engineer in that firm, would be grumbling about the architects, and he'd say, you know what, these designers, these architects, they're designing these arches and these fancy things, and then they throw the blueprints over the wall and they expect us to make the things stand and make it work. It doesn't work. So when we spoke to David about this concept of design build, it's that fluidity of the designers and the construction team understanding each other's language and challenges and knowing a space so that you go into it being pragmatic and smarter. Those conversations are critical to keeping things on. That's the other part of NEDC. On track, on budget, on time. I mean, that doesn't happen. And people kept saying to us, oh, you're not going to get in. You're not going to get in when they say either you get in. We're like, they keep telling us that we're completely on track, on time, and on budget. When does that happen in construction? We couldn't be more ecstatic.